me start by presenting myself. My name is Vanessa Thiele. I'm working for Street Football World, an NGO based in Berlin. Street Football World is a network of organizations all around the world who do work with football and use football for social change. Football3, the topic we're talking about today. Here you can see Hiba. Football3 is a methodology that has been developed. Hey, Football3 is a methodology that has been developed by Street Football World and its network and has developed over time. And it's a fair play football methodology that we are using and many of our network members are using. And you will learn more about it today in the session. And I'll let my colleague Hiba introduce herself too.
Yeah, hey Vanessa, hi everyone. So I'm Hiba Al-Jafil from Lebanon, former national team head coach, working for Street Football World in Lebanon, sometimes in Jordan and India. So today we will enjoy the session, informing you about how Football3 works in our country, and maybe some of you, I think, implement it in their countries. So best of luck, everyone.
Okay, as announced, we're going to start with a small icebreaker because we not only want to present ourselves, but we also want to get to know you. So let me share my screen for the questions. We would ask you to respond to 3 little questions in the chat box. You can use the chat box of the session and answer to those questions. And we want to get to know you better. So here you go. I'll share with you our presentation and you'll see our questions here. Okay, normally you can all see my screen now. So the question we want you to answer is, who are you? Where are you from? And what is your connection to sports? So please go to the chat box in the session and write your name, where you're from, and what is your connection to sports. Yeah, Hiba, if you can kind of read out the questions in the chat, because if I need to share my screen, I can't go back to the. Perfect. Are there some answers coming in?
Welcome, Fahad. Welcome. Baljinder from YFC. My regards to Sony and YFC family. Vladi, missing you, Vladi. Welcome to the session.
Do we have any information about the connection to sports? Anyone expressed something around that?
Not yet. So also from Brazil.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Sporting events. Yeah, welcome. Julian from Germany. Welcome, Julian.
Hi, Julian.
Wala, welcome.
Hey, Wala.
Nice to hear from you. Yeah.
Good to have you.
Faiza from Pakistan.
Hi, Faiza. I think there are some people we might know, huh?
Noura Al-Kawari from Qatar.
Yeah.
And she plays soccer in her school team. Yeah, and like to play volleyball also.
Amazing.
Yeah, Amina Mustafa from Ireland. She sports in UK. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Nasser.
We have people from around the world. That's nice. Okay. I'll stop sharing my screen to go back and see you all. Amina from Ireland. Great. Okay, a lot of encouragement in the chat. Okay. Gada, I'm Noura's sister. Okay, so Noura is joining. She's 2.
Also, you love to play football in the school, and she loves swimming. Yeah.
Great.
sports family.
Yeah, you can see that, huh?
Yeah.
Amazing. It's great to hear a bit from you. We know that it's not super interactive. Yeah, so Joao asked whether I'm from Germany. I'm from Germany. I currently live in France, so I'm kind of in between. But yes, originally from Germany. So just to give you just a quick notion about the tool. You might have already joined other sessions and know it, but you as participants can't share video or audio. You can only use the chat. So if you have any questions that come up or any comments you want to make, please don't hesitate to use the chat function to let us know. That's it. We will try to make the session as interactive as possible, as long. I mean, we will try. We have some ideas on how to do that. We will let you know further down the road. We can see that we know a lot of people from the group that is here, and we know that those people already know Football3. Some of you might not. So this session, the aim or the intention is to have a general introduction about Football3. We will still try to make it a bit also an exchange moment, given that there are some people that might already know Football3. So yeah, don't hesitate to use the chat box to interact on that. Okay. Then we just wanted to ask a quick question, and that was whether everyone feels comfortable with English as the facilitating language, because we have the chance to have Hiba, who is obviously fluent in Arabic too. So if there's anyone that feels it would be better to have also an Arabic translation, then please write it in the chat box and we'll adapt. Hiba is happy to summarize all the points also in Arabic. Okay, awesome. Let us know in the chat box and we'll, as soon as you let us know, Hiba is just jumping on the task and is going to translate for you. Okay, to start the session and to give us all a good idea about Football3, we wanted to share a video with you. It's a video that has been made by Street Football World, who has been working with Football3 for many, many years, and who has a lot of network members that do work with Football3. So you will see in the video several network members, and the video gives a general idea about what Football3 is about and how it works. So I'll share my screen again. You will see it will pop up in the session screen, and normally you can all hear and see the video. Let us know if it doesn't work. Please send us a message in the chat box, and we'll try to fix it. But we tried it before; it should work. It's around 5 minutes, so sit back, have a look, and note questions if you might have some. Okay. It should be starting now. Okay, so I hope that worked for everyone and you could enjoy our Football3 video. I can't see any comments in the chat box, so I assume that worked. I'm in loss for words. Okay, it's great to have your comments in the chat function. What we would like to do now is to collect kind of your feedback, your emotions after this video, and your thoughts about Football3. And everyone is a bit emotional. That's awesome. Try to capture that moment, and we have a tool that we want to use with you. It's a word cloud tool, and we're going to send you a link in the chat box that we will ask you to open. And when you open the link, you can input 3 different words about Football3. So we would ask you to open the link and then to write down the 3 different words that come to your mind after this video. It can be, what do you think is Football3 about? What are the different values that Football3 promotes? And what could we use Football3 for? Okay, so let me share the link in the chat box with you. Here you go. So please now go to the chat box and open the link. Normally another window will pop up in your browser and you will see 3 blanks where you can fill in words about Football3. So think about the values that Football3 promotes. What can Football3 be used for? What does Football3 make you think about? What I will do in the meanwhile is I will share my screen. As a presenter, I have all the words coming to my screen and it forms a word cloud. So we can see what the others feel in this room and what they want to share. Let me try to share my screen and let me know if that works for you. Okay, so now you see my screen normally. And now I go here. Hiba, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so
it's
the more people
confident.
Yeah.
Learning life skills, good tool for gender, fair play, equality, love, respect, tool for social change, courageous. Yeah.
I can see breaking barriers too.
Yeah.
Unity.
Confident.
So also to explain you about the tool, the bigger the words are, the more often they have been mentioned. So we can clearly see that respect here in the core of the picture for now has been mentioned the most. So don't hesitate. I see 6 people participated. There are more people in the room, so don't hesitate to go to the page and to input your words.
Even guys, even if you don't know what is Football3, you can analyze them from the video, the points or the words that you need to put in the cloud.
Yeah, and anyways, there's no wrong or right. It's about what you perceived from the video. Lovely, but we can see that there is a big point around respect. Oh, some more words pop up.
Yeah, I
We
think
can
practice,
see
team, yeah.
Practice.
Good for gender.
What we can see also in a bit bigger is fun, also a good aspect. Peace. I don't know about you, but I think that's all very positive words, and that's great to see.
Yeah.
And actually, that's a good transition to the presentation of Football3, because that's what Football3 is about. It's very positive. It promotes respect. You can have a lot of fun playing Football3. It brings people together.
Yeah, Vanessa, I think Joa included inclusion, but I can't see it.
Okay, we take it still, Joao.
Yeah.
No worries.
You should have.
You didn't include it. That's why we
okay.
didn't say it. But we still accept it. No worries. Awesome. Okay. So thank you for participating in this small exercise. I think you could see that there are many words around many different values that came up. And before going into a very deep presentation of Football3, we wanted to ask actually the people in the room that know Football3, how they have been using Football3, where they have known Football3 and how they have been using Football3 in their local context. So don't hesitate to just write in the chat about
how you use. You already implemented, do you face any problem while implementing it? As I implemented in Lebanon for the first time, I faced so many problems because people here or children here do not accept the rules in the games. So let us know if anyone has any same problems or different ones. Maybe we can help or support.
Yeah, maybe even while people are reflecting and sharing, you can give us a bit more details about how you use Football3 in Lebanon.
Yeah, in the first time, at the first time when I used Football3 in the project in 2016, usually the players in Lebanon, like children in Lebanon, plays in the street without any referee, without any rules, without anything. So they can, every time they shout, they have problems together. When I do put rules in the game, so they do not accept that at the beginning, but later on, when they know that it's about fair play and respect, they accepted it and they love it because they know that this respect and fair play will take them to the real life that they are living.
Thank you, Hiba.
Also from you, YFC faced some problems.
Yeah, Bajinda is still. No, she's not writing. So Bajinda faced some problems. Bajinda, if you want to express more, please feel free to give us some more details in the chat. Hiba, I don't know what you think, but I think for the people who haven't experienced Football3 yet, it would be good that we go through our small presentation, and then we can go back to the chat afterwards and share some more stories. So while we're presenting, those who know Football3 already, think about what you would maybe like to share with us in the chat. And for those who don't know Football3 yet, we just gonna quickly run you through like the major points around Football3. So I'm gonna share my screen again. Okay. So we've watched the video, we have done the word cloud, and now Hiba and me are gonna present what is Football3. Actually, I need to share the other presentation. So give me some minutes. Hiba, if you want to start already, please.
I'll try to open from my side.
Yeah, you can just say some words, introductory words around Football3 while I'm opening the other one.
Football3, as Vanessa introduces Football3, Football3 is a game of 3 halves. That's why it's written like Football3, 3 halves. It includes mixed gender teams. So the team includes females and males. This is because to encourage females to play football and for gender equality. It focuses on fair play, as you mentioned now. So fair play is the most important. Later on, we will talk about why fair play is very important during the Football3 match. Okay. It focuses also on the teamwork and respect. So what you mentioned in your list, it was great because respect is very important during the match and the teamwork. So whenever if any team has females and males during the match, so teamwork is very important because usually boys do not play for girls. It's not a talent based. So talented players are not forced to be in the team because it's only for fun. So having fun in the game is the most important and following the rules. So as we mentioned before, the 3 halves, it's the pre-match discussion. First half is the pre-match discussion. Second half is the real match. And the third half is the post-match discussion. So during these halves, there is a time you can finish the discussions, the pre-discussions and the post-discussions, and the real game is only the match, only one half. So we will talk now about the pre-match discussion. There is a mediator. It's not a coach, it's not a referee, it's a mediator who stays between the two teams. The two teams sit together before the match, and then they start discussing the open and the fixed rules that they need to put during the match. So the mediator introduces Football 3 at the beginning to inform them what is Football 3, and then he creates or she creates a friendly and safe space for them in order to discuss before the match. The two teams agree on the rules. The second point is that the two teams needs to agree on the points, on the rules, because if they do not agree, they cannot play the game. So the points, the rules that they need to put, they need to work on it during the game to get points after the match. And the discussion facilitated by a mediator, as we said, that the mediator, he facilitated the discussion. Okay, this is the first half, the pre-match discussion. So the second half is the real match, like the game. The mediator only, his role is to observe the match and take notes on the match form. So during the match, when the players are playing the game, the mediator needs to have a match form in order to start observing whenever there is a foul, if any team do not follow the rules, if there is something during the game happened and no one stopped the game or something like that. So the next point is that the players are their own referees and agree on fouls, free kicks, and goals. So as I mentioned before, that there is no referee during the match. The players need to decide whether it is a foul or a free kick or like out or a goal or anything else. So even the mediator is not allowed to give his opinion or her opinion in the match. Mediator intervenes only if necessary. So if there is a problem in the match or like a small conflict in the match and the players do not solve it with themselves, so now the mediator can join and then he can intervene and then stop the match in order to solve this problem. So the second half is the real match. The third half is the post-match discussion. After they finish the game, they also sit together, the two teams sit together with the mediator and discuss how well they have respected the rules. So the rules that they mentioned before the game, do they respect them, both teams? And then they start giving points to each others regarding the rules that they put. And the mediator needs to be with them in order to listen and like fill the match form. The discussion facilitated by a mediator. Okay, so the mediator now, as I said, that he needs to be between the two teams, never say like you're right and you're wrong. He only listen and only write on the match form, and the teams receive match points and award fair play points. So there are two points: the match points, which we will discuss later on, and the fair play points.
Yeah. Thank you,
so,
Hiba.
Vanessa,
Thanks. We're overloading you with information. Now we're aware of that. If you have any questions, please ask them in the chat box. We will take 5 minutes after this presentation and before the end of the session to answer your questions, obviously. So bear with us until then. We try to be very clear. So we just wanted to make the distinction. In Football 3, you have two sets of rules. You have the fixed rules that are decided by the mediators or the organizers of a tournament that always stay the same throughout the whole tournament or league. So if you go from one match to the others, these rules will be fixed, they won't change, and it's not the players deciding on them. That could be, for example, the size of the team or the numbers of substitutes, but also, for example, that players need to lift a hand when there is a foul committed and that they need to discuss the foul among them. Those are examples for fixed rules. Open rules are the rules that the players decide on in the pre-match discussion. They're open to negotiation between the two teams and are defined by the players. The mediators only help to find the rules, but it's really the idea of Football3 is that players are empowered to take their own decisions, and you will see that players will learn a lot around communication, negotiation skills, but also empathy and listening and decision making. So that's around it. Fixed rules and open rules. Fixed rules stay the same, and open rules are discussed at every pre-match discussion. Those are examples of fixed rules, and we also have examples of open rules. I don't want to go into much detail because I'm aware of time. I would just like to present you also the point system, because Hiba mentioned it before. I'm not sure, Hiba, whether you or me are presenting that slide, but I'm okay to just go ahead. So there are match points and fair play points, as Hiba mentioned. So match points are always from 1 to 3. So we generally give 1 point for participation, 2 points for a draw, and 3 points for a win. And the win is calculated according to the goals that have been scored. So the team that has scored more goals than the other would win 3 points, 3 match points, and the team that loses would gain 1 point. If you compare that to normal football or conventional football, you will see a difference. In conventional football, you get 3 points for a win, you get 1 point for a draw, and you get 0 point for a loss. In Football3, the idea is to reward people for participating also. So 1 point is the minimum amount of points. Then we add to the match points, the fair play points that are awarded by the teams in the post-match discussion. So what will happen in the first half, teams will have decided on open rules. They play the game, and in the third half, they will have a debrief together and analyze how the rules have been respected. And according to how the rules have been respected, the teams will say, well, I award to team B 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fair play points. And the sum of match points and fair play points will give the total points and will decide on the winner of the game. There are different models of using fair play points. You can give 1 to 3 or 1 to 4 or 1 to 5. That's very up to the mediators or the organizers. It will change, however, the weight that you give to fair play. So if you want to give a lot of importance to fair play, you can give 1 to 5 points, for example, because that can change the result of the match. Hiba, maybe you can share with us how you go about match points and fair play points.
Yeah, so as I mentioned before, that we will talk now about the point system, match points and fair play points. Points are divided into 2 sections. First point, the second section is the fair play points. So as I used before and as I implemented here in Lebanon and in Jordan, the match points, we put like 1 point for participating in order to encourage the team that lost for the points or scoring goals. 2 points for the draw. If the two teams they have a scoring like 10 goals by 10 goals or 0 goals by 0 goals, we give them 2 points, and 3 points for a win. For a win means that the team that scores more goals. So the match points all over, they are 3 points. We add them the fair play points. I usually use the fair play points, 1 point for the celebration, and 1 point for the fixed rules and open rules, and 1 point for the fair play. So these are also 3 points. Points are awarded by teams. And like the post-discussion match, the teams discuss the points together, the fair play points. So they give each other like 1 or 2 or 3 points maximum. So in the post-match discussion, the total points is the match points, 3 plus the 3 fair play points. Maximum number of points is 6. So the total points is the sum of the match points plus the fair play points, which determines the final outcome. Yeah. So if there is any question for the match points, please let me know in the chat.
Yeah, we are aware that this has been a lot of information and a lot of points and a lot of rules and different aspects of Football 3. Normally, when we introduce Football 3 to people, we have more time. So it's it's a bit a short overview over Football 3. If you want to really like learn more about the methodology, you need probably to dedicate a bit more time to understand the different point systems and rule systems that are there. For the time being, please, we have a lot of questions in the chat. So I just want to take the last minutes to answer your questions. Don't be shy, shoot us any question. And we will ask Generation Amazing to share also with you. It might be possible to have it in the expo or in a follow-up email to share with you the materials on Football 3. We have several publications. So if any of you wants to get more into Football 3, there's definitely a lot of material out there that you can have a look at. Hiba, do you want to?
Yeah, so can we answer the questions, because there are too many questions.
Go ahead, Hiba.
Yeah, so Rana, what does 3 means in Football 3? The three halves: pre-match discussion, first half, match, and the post-match discussion. So they are 3 halves. Football 3 means number 3 is for the 3 halves. Yeah, is it the 3 methodology, teamwork, dialogue, fair play, as you mentioned? Yeah, and as you mentioned in the comment, yeah, they are teamwork, gender equality, dialogue, and fair play, respect. Yeah. So, okay, Vladi, Vanessa, and Hiba, what is the best age to implement Football 3 based on your experience? In my experience, the best age is to start from 7, 8 years, because we need to put in the children's mind or in the players' mind that they need to that football is not about winning or losing. The first, like the highlighted title, and then we need to learn them or to teach them how to play in a fair play within they are like 7, 8. As in football, when they start growing in playing normal football, they think the first thing they think about is winning and losing, scoring, and especially the gender equality, because boys do not like girls to play football with them. So at that age, 7, 8, physically they are like somehow the same. Skills, maybe you can find both females and males at that age is somehow the same, and they can take it year by year to their like social life.
I would, I would agree with Hiba. Like the primary school age is a very good age to start working with Football 3 with young people, because as Hiba says, they're not super into the football logic yet, so they are more inclined to accept this alternative way of playing. However, that doesn't mean you can't use Football 3 for any other age group. Of course, you can also use it later on. It can be fun to do it with your colleagues. We often do that at 3 Football World. It can give a taste to people that normally don't like football to play football, because it's so much more than football. It's about fun. It's about respect. Everything that you mentioned in the slide that we shared. So it can be a good opportunity to engage people that normally wouldn't join normal football programs. I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, and already to catch them in the early age, to catch them how to be like, how to have a fair play during the games and during their lives.
Yeah. So what I think I want to reiterate what Hiba says is if you work with early age groups, you can, as Football3 is working around values, it's a good age to start working on values with young kids.
Yeah, so Joa, I need to answer your question. The fair play rules, what I used in Lebanon and Jordan, they are under like fair play. They are 3 sections: fair play, celebration, and open and fixed rules. What Vanessa mentioned before: open and fixed rules, celebration, and fair play.
Thank you, Hiba. I hope, Joao, that answers your question, but let us know in the chat if you need more explanations. Generally, very good point. Vladimir just shared a link to the Street Football World website on the topic of Football3. There you can find a lot of resources. We have 2 manuals, one for generally about Football3, and then one more specific for coaches and trainers. And we are also currently working on an online course that will teach social workers, teachers, whoever is interested in becoming a mediator, a Football3 trainer, or a Football3 manager. So check out our website, and I'll also put my email address in the chat now so that you can reach out if you want to have more information. And yeah, anything else? Wala is asking a question.
Wala, yeah.
Hiba, can you answer that one?
Yeah. Wala is asking, do we think that one day FIFA would adapt Football3 to be an official football playing? From my side, I think yes, because the FIFA started with football only, and then later on they started with futsal, with beach soccer, and these games. So why not to have Football3 in the as official game in the FIFA? Because I think FIFA, they are already working about the fair play, the respect, the gender equality. So this will help them, I think.
Yeah, I also really encourage, or I really want to shout out to Wala. That's a very interesting question. And I would say, yeah, agree. Ideally, we would have it included in the FIFA regulations. What I could imagine maybe dreaming a bit is FIFA has official, FIFA and UEFA, so all the partner federations have official training curriculums. So what I could imagine would be very beneficial for football trainers would have to have the component about Football3 in their curriculum included that you need to pass in order to get a license. For example, that would be a good way, I think, to start introducing Football3 maybe as a methodology also for more conventional football players and coaches. Okay.
Yeah, what's the minimum number of people to play Football3? From my experience, as in the Middle East or like West Asian countries, we have a little more like mini football fields. So usually we play it 5 versus 5 or 6 versus 6.
Yeah, but generally Football3 is very flexible, so you can adapt it to many different groups. It works well with 5 to 6 players, though. Okay, I'm aware of time, and we've been passing a bit. We of course don't want to prevent you from joining other great sessions that will follow up. I know in 10 minutes many other sessions will kick off. So Hiba, if you have some last words, please share.
Yeah, I would like to thank everyone for the great questions. Yeah, we really enjoyed the session with you. Although we would like to like interact like on the video or like by talking to each others, but this works very well. Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you, Vladi, for the information you gave us. And please let us know if there is any more questions in order to help you, and for future implementations in your countries. Let us know if we can help in anything.
Yeah, from my end also, thank you very much for joining today. It's been a pleasure, although we couldn't see you and hear you, but we could feel you in the chat. That was great. And thank you for your energy. I could also see we didn't have the time to address it, but I could see that many of you also shared experience around Football3. That's great, and we hope this workshop gave you a new impulse or new insights for those who haven't known it yet. I also share in the chat another link that links directly to the information around the mobile course that will be launched next year, if that's of interest. And generally, we will be in touch with the Generation Amazing team to see how we can share our PowerPoint slides, for example, and some more links to resources. I also shared my email address in the chat, so make sure you note it down if you want to reach out after the session to us. It will be with a pleasure to hear from you. Okay, then have a good day. Enjoy the other sessions, and we hope to see you around soon. Bye, everyone.
Yeah, bye.